GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Oh, hell yeah, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you are listening to the greatest fantasy football podcast known to man. This is the Fantasy Football Bros podcast, and if you like what Chazz and Jay are giving you, give me a hell yeah.
Here we go. Hey, everything on three. Number three. Wait on one. Oh, wait on three. 1, 2, 3. Hey, next up from that. Eyes on three. Everything on 3 and 1. Everything.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast.
And we're back to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. It's your boy, Chazz, and as always, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Coleman. What up, dog?
What's up?
And we're joined by Pickles in the room. What up, Cat? All right, good talk. And we're joined by, I think, Jiminy Cricket outside.
Yes.
This is like a menagerie we've got going on here right now.
The studio's in a zoo.
Yeah, and you're already complaining that it's hot.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to hit up our Cash Apps with some money to get some AC in the studio, we'd be fine with that. So Jay brought up the point of, by the way, welcome to episode 11, the wide receiver ranking show. And
Episode 11.
I think so, right? Last was 10. Everybody seemed to enjoy our guest appearance last week of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
So Jay didn't know that was coming, and he thought it was funny. And Jay doesn't know who's going to be this week's. So
Could be anyone.
it could be anyone. So we'll get to that, but we just wanted to discuss about one of Jay's favorite Bills of all time, Cole Beasley, kind of lightly trashing the Bills, like passively aggressively trashing the Bills. So why don't you tell us what happened?
He's a bitch, first of all. He just, I don't know. He just came out and was like, oh, like, I would never want to go back there or some shit like that, and saying that the organization has changed and whatever.
And my response to that is, yes, it changed, Cole Beasley. When you signed here, we were a crappy team with a young quarterback. And you played hard, you got injured, you played through great. And you were a good receiver on our team. You would be the 4th or 5th receiver on this team right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it changed because we're a good team now. And you helped us get there, but like, have fun signing in Jacksonville or Detroit or somewhere.
Do you think he's actually gotten offers, or do you think he's being honest when he said that he's holding out?
I bet you he is getting offers, and he's just doing the old veteran, I'm sitting out training camp thing.
Yeah.
If I had to put my money on him landing somewhere, there's 2 places. New England, because that's just Belichick's kind of guy, just a kind of short, shifty slot guy, or because they have no receivers, the Bears.
The Bears.
So he would miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
In either case. So I don't want to trash him too hard. But come on, Cole Beasley. If you think you can compete on this team over Diggs, over Davis, over Crowder, over OBJ, oh, that's not yet. But
yeah,
when that happens. And you know what? You'll be battling with McKenzie. And everyone says McKenzie's looking good.
Yep.
So... And, you know, you'd be behind Knox. You could be behind Howard. Like, you'd be buried here. So go to Chicago and not catch passes from Justin Fields because they're over your head. Or go to New England, and maybe you will catch passes because that's kind of in Mac Jones's wheelhouse. The 15-yard slants. And have fun. And thanks for the memories. Even if they weren't so good, it tastes like Jay, but sweeter. That was not me.
That was your alter ego?
You don't even know what to say there.
I don't.
I just busted into karaoke of Panic at the Disco. No, I know, Jay, relax. It was not Panic at the Disco. It was Blink-182.
I wouldn't have known either way.
Oh, my goodness. It's not either of them. It's your boy, Pete Wentz.
Oh.
And Fall Out Boy.
Carson Wentz.
Ooh, good. That is your boy, though, so that's fair. All right, so that's enough jargon about Cole Beasley. There's no alcohol.
Is that spiked?
What are we drinking, Jay? We're hardcore today. We've got unsweetened tea. Unsweetened tea. That's what we're drinking. It's been a long day for me of doing nothing, and Jay had to work, and I made him come over here. All right, so we're going to take our break, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back for our wide receiver rankings episode. And I know I ruffled some feathers on the running back episode with certain picks like Miles Sanders or I guess CMC number 1 overall. So you didn't ruffle in many feathers. Do you think there's going to be feathers being ruffled with your list today?
Possibly with the first overall pick.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's interesting. I think I'm going to ruffle some feathers. I think I'm going to ruffle some feathers later, maybe not necessarily earlier in the draft. So let's just get her started. As per always, we're going by Dave Richard from CBS Fantasy Sports. We're going to go by his rankings, and we're going to start with number 1 overall of the wide receiver is Cooper Kupp, Los Angeles Rams wide receiver. Where did he finish last year, Jay?
First.
I think first overall of all players, not quarterbacks, but
yeah,
all players. So dude was absolutely insane last year and broke, I think, if I remember, no, it is true. That was the greatest ever receiving year for like fantasy football purposes. And he beat Calvin Johnson from like a decade ago, or maybe it was Antonio Brown, but either way, he beat them. We don't do our research here. So Dave Richard has him first overall. Jamie Eisenberg has him first overall. Chaz Stanley has him first overall. Where does Jay Coleman have him? Second overall. I figured something like that was coming. I'm just going to assume that your number 2 is like the number 2 is number 1, but we'll focus on Kupp now. What makes you put him down, or should we discuss the next guy for kind of together? Want to discuss?
I don't know.
Is it the next guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next guy is obviously Justin Jefferson. Jamie, Dave, me have him 2. You and Heath here have him 1, right?
Yep.
So we can discuss these two in a vacuum here. And by the way, I could have been swerved to put Justin Jefferson number 1 as well. So I don't think you guys are crazy. So what's your reasoning?
I don't know. I feel like he's just going to be a letdown this year. Like, there's no way he's going to top last year.
Okay, and I agree with you with that. There's no way but at the same time, I think that's not true. I was going to say they got worse at receiver because OBJ's gone and they got Allen Robinson, but they didn't get OBJ till later in the season. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a fair. So if you're going off of Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, maybe they got better. So maybe Allen Robinson eats into it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Cooper Kupp was so far ahead of everybody else that if he did worse, he could still be number 1 overall. So
yeah,
he would have to have a pretty dramatic letdown season. And I know he's been injured before, which is a possibility. And I know, like, one of the reasons that I was thinking of putting JJ first was that there's been, like, rumors that Matt Stafford's dealing with an elbow injury and that it could, like, hurt him more towards the end of the season. But I don't know. It's just in a PPR league, I can't bring myself to it right now. I'm talking about Justin Jefferson. Why do people have Justin Jefferson going first, and why is I considering it? Because the guy has been in 2 years in the league, I think the 6th overall and the 3rd overall receiver in his only 2 years in the league.
Yeah.
And now he's entering a new alleged pass-heavy offense. So he was on a running offense scoring all those points. And now they're allegedly a more pass-heavy offense. So, like, it's almost automatic that he's going to be a top 3 receiver.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just almost automatic. And, like, I'm not arguing any of you guys for having JJ first. You can't go wrong. These guys should be going like 4th, 5th, 6th in the middle of the first round.
Yeah.
I might even consider taking them as high as 3, but probably more like 4, 5, 6, because I'm going to get the 3 dogs at running back. And then one of these guys probably. And okay, no arguments yet. Pretty chalky. Now, Time for number 3, Jamar Chase. All the CBS boys across the board have him at number 3. Where does Jay have him?
3.
And I got to be the weird guy that has him at number 4. So it's not that big of a deal.
No.
But I've said it before that I think Jamar Chase obviously is a talented receiver. Obviously has a good quarterback, obviously murdered it last year, but a lot of his shit was on huge, big plays, and that is not sustainable. There's a whole year of tape on him now to study in the NFL. That doesn't make me think that he's going to be bad or like garbage, but like he's got to turn into a little bit more of a possession receiver, not like completely like Cooper Kupp, but he's got to catch more balls. He can't be 4 for 120 and 2. He's not going to be like that. He's going to have to be like 6 for 100 and 2.
Yeah.
Like it's got to equal out, and maybe it will. I mean, I have him at 4. It's not like I think he's going to be garbage. What's your take on him? Because and also, to be fair, I didn't have him in any league last year, so like, you know, I just seen the numbers. I never had to experience it, and I don't think he ever whooped my ass either. So I got lucky because I know he had some ass whooping weeks.
Oh yeah,
so
he was probably, if I had to guess, like 3rd overall in wide receivers last year.
Yeah, he was 2, 3, somewhere right around there.
So I mean, yeah, like what you said, the chunk plays aren't sustainable, so like he does have to be more consistent, but I mean, I think he's going to put up big numbers again.
But I just feel like where everybody's buying into these Bengals, who were a crappy team, got really hot at the end of the year, did well, coming off a Super Bowl. They're a running football team. And like, if Jamar Chase ain't busting those huge plays, I just don't see his value being this high. I mean, I could have almost put him at 5th, and I could be argued to put him at 5th, to be quite honest, with who I have at 5th. But
yeah,
good. He's a good pick. He's going to be a bona fide first rounder. I just don't know if he's going to be ending up on my team. That's all. And maybe I'll be wearing egg on my face. Well, across the board here at CBS Fantasy Football, they've got number 4 as Stefan Diggs from the Buffalo Bills at number 4 across the board. Jay, where do you have him?
4.
I have him at 3. I got Diggs ahead of Chase, and I don't think that's absurd. Nobody should say it's absurd. He's on the best offensive in the NFL with the best quarterback in the NFL. He was the number 1 overall fantasy receiver just the prior year, and he just fell down a little bit last year, like so much, like 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So he's going to get you 100 catches. There's a possibility. The only thing is like people were all upset with his touchdowns last year, and I was too. I drafted him in the first round last year, and then I look back, he had like 10, which is good.
Yeah.
I think we just had lofty expectations for him, and we feel like he didn't deliver, but given our rankings and the experts rankings, he delivered because he's right back up there as a top 4 pick. He's going to be a first round pick. He's going to be towards the end of the first round. So that means, if the brakes falls your way, you can end in the mock draft last week. You got him right at the turn. Right. So, and you took Kelsey, but say it breaks your way, you could end up with like Jamar Chase and Stefan Diggs. It's a great start because that's almost pairing what we've said. Like that's pairing like a more traditional possession guy, even though Stefan Diggs is not a possession guy, but he gets 100 catches with a more explosive Jamar Chase. If you can nail that at the end of the first round, beautiful. Do you think I'm crazy for having him above Chase?
No. I think 3 and 4 is pretty interchangeable here.
I think 3, 4, and 5 are.
Yeah.
Because we'll just go into 5. Most of the CBS guys have him at 5. We're talking about Devontae Adams. I have him at 5 as well.
Me too.
Okay, so like 3, 4, and 5 are pretty interchangeable, but more of like I said, I don't think I would put Adams above Diggs, but I think I could be argued to put Adams above Chase. So he's not going to get the target share that he got in Green Bay. But to be fair, says who? right? Who says that? Just because he's going to a new offense. They're similar offenses. He's got other weapons around him that could make his life easier. There could be less double coverage. You got Waller and you got Renfro patrolling the middle of the field. That could make his life easier. He's proven he can catch 100 balls, and he's proven to be explosive. He was the guaranteed, doubt about it, number 1 overall fantasy wide receiver like the last 2 years when it came to drafts. Something like that. He was pretty much 2 or 3 years. So he changes a quarterback, goes to a better offense, and he's down to 5 now. It's not like he went to garbage. He's not sitting there in Seattle.
Yeah.
He's not. It's another thing that we discussed last year. We slept on with Derek Carr and the Raiders, and he's got a connection with Derek Carr already because they're college teammates.
Yep.
So I could have him as high as 4 when the draft comes along. I don't know if I could pull the trigger of taking Adams before Chase, but I don't think you're crazy if you do.
No.
And I know he was your boy last year, so you're having him down at 5. So did you drop him for him, or did you drop him because the other guys went up?
I think the other guys went up.
So you can comfortably say to me that you will take Jamar Chase over Devontae Adams. Because I know that he was a fantasy crush of yours. So
I definitely could be persuaded.
And I'm not trying to persuade you to do it. I'm just.
I think I'm more comfortable that the Raiders' offense is going to be better than the Bengals' offense.
That's interesting because most people will tell you no, not me. Not here on this podcast. We wouldn't tell you no. But most people will tell you you're crazy just because the Bengals was the hotness at the end of the season last year. So I don't know. It's interesting to see. Bro, I can't wait. Football. Do you realize the day we're recording that 1 month from today, the Bills kick off?
Yes, sir.
That is fantastic. Ugh, I can't wait. All right, sorry. Moving on to number 6, where actually we didn't mention this. Jamie on CBS had Devontae Adams at 6 because he had this guy at 5, where Dave Richard has him at 6, and that's CD Lamb, where I have him at 6 as well. What about you?
I have him at 7.
Of course you do, because you've got an unbiased opinion with the goddamn Dallas Cowboys. Whatever. He's a spot down. Who's gonna argue? Everything's pointing in directions for this guy. Answer me these questions. CeeDee Lamb, is he on a good offense?
Yes.
Does he have a good quarterback?
Yes.
Does he have another good receiver on his team, like top tier? No. Right? So if you think about it, he lost his biggest. He was performing better than Cooper at least last year.
Yeah.
Cooper's gone now. So you got him, Gallup, Schultz. He's explosive. I would love to nab him. I don't find myself taking him though, because he just feels like he goes a little early, and like I end up getting, if I'm going to go receiver, I get one of the other guys ahead of him. So, but I would love to have him. What are your thoughts on him?
No, I think he's going to be really good, and we've said it before. Like, I don't like Dallas, but they have a good offense. So,
and he's proved that he can do everything in the field. He can go deep. He could be possessive. He can go over the middle. He's a great pick. He's a great pick in fantasy. Get him on your team, y'all. Get him for real. All right. Moving on to number 7 for Dave Richard. And my number 7, coincidentally, is Mike Evans, where you got him.
6.
So you got him ahead. Okay. It's an easy argument. I don't think I could pull it just for the simple fact. Oh, cops are coming. For your bad take right there. Yeah. The cops are coming to get you. No, I don't think I could pull the trigger on Evans over CeeDee Lamb, because Evans just got a lot more of people that Tom Brady can throw the ball to. Godwin, Julio Jones, Russell Gage. You know what I mean? So, just CeeDee Lamb is the, no doubt about it, number 1 in a great offense, where Mike Evans is he's the number 1 in a great offense. So there's just a difference. So I just think if you're going to right here, but I think both of these guys, A, just due to Lamb's production and targets and everything, and B, because of Mike Evans's touchdowns and rapport with Tom Brady and the chance to catch a million passes, could be the number one fantasy receiver. I really think either of these two could be the number one fantasy receiver. But why are you taking Evans ahead of Lamb?
I like Evans more, personally.
Solid. I mean, he's been around. Christ, I think this is his 9th year.
And I mean, you don't bet against Tom Brady.
Well, that's true. And we both have Brady high in our quarterback rankings, and someone's got to catch the touchdowns. And Julio Jones going over there scares some people because he's similar to Mike Evans, but he's also older than Mike Evans by quite a few, 4 years maybe. And, well, they're both kind of injury prone, but Mike Evans comes back healthy. Mike Evans will miss 2 or 3 games and then come back, where Julio Jones will, I don't want to say milk it, that's making fun of him, but Julio Jones takes a while to recover.
Yeah.
And now that you're getting old, as you're getting older, it takes a while to recover.
Yes.
From riding the roller coaster. I rode one roller coaster today. I'm like, my neck's a little. So.
The old man.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm probably. No, I think I'm older than Julio Jones, but I mean, that's the truth though. He's close to my age, and he's taken a lot more abuse than I have in my life. So, Mike Evans is infuriating though, because he can disappear for games.
Oh yeah.
For like a stretch of games, and then all of a sudden drop 40 points.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that like Rico has dealt with that. Like
I've had Mike Evans before too, so.
He is infuriating. And this is like the highest I've ever seen him going in the past 4 or 5 years in fantasy drafts. And like, it's a scary proposition, honestly, for me to put him there, considering like who's around him. Like, we'll go next. Number 8, as well as my number 8, Deebo Samuel. What a fantastic year last year for this guy. He had rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, big plays. He led the NFL in 40-yard touchdowns. He led the NFL in 50-yard touchdowns. So as much as we were saying Jamar Chase, this guy's kind of on the same level. But the difference is this guy also gets rushing, and this guy is a whole round, almost 2 later than Jamar Chase. So it's a little easier to swallow, I think, for me. I had him last year in 2 teams and traded him away in one of them. But the other one, fantastic. He was a cheat code. He was an absolute cheat code, and I loved him, and I've always liked him. But he was healthy last year, and he has not been healthy in his career until last year.
Yeah.
He got paid this year. Is he going to keep it up? Where is he in your rankings? 11. So you're feeling something then, because that's pretty low. So why did you drop him so far?
Well, for one, he played the whole year as a cheat code. I don't think he's going to be able to do that again this year to the same extent. 2, I don't fucking trust the 49ers. And even though you do, you have him rated as like your 3rd overall QB. I'm not buying in on Trey Lance, so.
But that's where like Deebo's value is a little better, because for him to fail right now, they have to stop him from running, right? And Trey Lance has to suck.
Yeah.
You need both. So like, I understand what you're saying with Trey Lance, but like, he had so many touchdowns of like 4-yard receptions that he took to the house. So I feel he can overcome if Trey Lance sucks, which he could still suck, and he still could be a great fantasy option. If Trey Lance sucks, I feel like this guy could. I don't think he could be the number 1 this year or 2, but I think he could sneak into the top 5. But I'm mostly concerned with this guy's injury history more than anybody else's.
Yeah,
and he is just a big, beastly, fast guy, and I love him, but like, just stay healthy. That's all I ask, and that's a lot to ask for with this guy. All right, we'll move on. Number 9, that would be Tyreek Hill, and some bitch, I got him at number 9 too.
Me too.
And again, we mentioned this about Adams, about Devontae Adams. The last 2 drafts, he was the guaranteed number 1 or 2 receiver coming off the board. And now he's down at 9 because he's on a new team. loses Patrick Mahomes, goes to Tua. I don't think it's going to affect him as much as everybody acts like it's going to, because sure, maybe he'll lose a few of the long bomb touchdowns, but he's the guy that, just like we're saying about Samuel, can catch the 5-yard pass and see ya.
Yeah.
He's the guy that could take the end around running thing. See ya. I mean, what happened in the last game the Bills played last year? He caught a 10-yard slant and took it 70 yards.
Which he does all the time, but...
You don't need to be Patrick Mahomes to throw a 10-yard slant.
No.
Patrick Mahomes didn't make that play.
Tua and Patrick Mahomes are on totally different levels.
Yes, but you don't need to be Patrick Mahomes.
Tyreek Hill's in Tua's wheelhouse since he can only throw like 5 yards.
But like what I was saying about is if you just consider that last play of the Bills season, I could have made that throw. Like Patrick Mahomes didn't win that game. Tyreek Hill won that game. So it wasn't like a Mahomes thing. So this guy can do stuff like that. He's got the best receiver also he's ever had with him right now. Yeah, I mean, tight end is different. I'm talking about wide receiver. He's got Jalen Waddle, who's a fantastic wide receiver as well.
Yeah.
He's never had that good of an option. I don't want to hear Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is great for 5 games. So, I believe you've had him before, and you like him. You used to be a Hill stan, but now it feels like you're kind of falling off because you don't like Tua.
I don't, and I don't think Miami's offense is as good.
Why do you say that? Because of Tua?
I guarantee Kansas City has a better offense the last how many years than Miami.
Well, it's hard. It's hard if we're going to talk about those two offenses. You've got Mahomes. Okay, he wins. Running backs. You've got either Clyde or whoever else is there, or Chase Edmonds and Mostert. I'm going to take Miami's running backs. Receivers, you've got Juju and Mecole Hardman and Sky Moore, or Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I'm going to take Miami's receivers. And obviously you're going to take Travis Kelce. So, like, pretty fair. I think they're pretty fairly matched up. Mahomes, if he could take it to another level, that's different. But we've rarely seen Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Now he's got to prove that he is what everyone says he is. Or if it's just because of Hill's explosiveness and getting double, triple teamed down the sidelines, and then everyone else opening up, right?
Yeah.
Now it's time for him to shine. So you're comfortable taking Hill over. Who did you have late? Lamb? Was it you had late, right? You had Lamb down. Well, I
had Lamb at 7.
Who did you have at 11 that we were talking about?
Samuel.
So it's Debo you have that. That's right. Yeah. So you're very comfortable with Hill over Samuel.
Yeah.
Okay. Even with both quarterback concerns, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. We'll move on to Dave Richards, number 10. That would be Michael Pittman, who I have at 11, so I'm very close. I'm a Michael Pittman stan. What about you?
I got my 10.
It's actually, it pains me to see him this high because I felt like I was stealing him in drafts, but he's going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. He's a big boy. Tell me, does he have? So he was pretty good last year, right?
Yeah.
Did he get an upgrade at quarterback this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so like he's starting to shape out where he should be. But for a long time, I mean, he was like ranked like 20th receiver, which is absurd. This is where he should be. He has potential to, I think he has potential to move in the top 5. The only thing that scares me off a little bit is Matt Ryan tends to not throw a lot of touchdowns in the red zone and stuff. So I don't know if that's going to affect Pittman. But I mean, it's better than Carson Wentz.
True.
So
very true.
So you got him. I was going to say hi, but you got him right where everybody else does. How you feeling?
I'm good about it. It's crazy to see him up this high, but I mean,
it does shock me. I really felt like he was like a steal in the 4th round. And if you're going by this, I know for a simple fact that you're getting Samuel and Hill at like the 2-3 turn. So that means Pittman's going in the 3rd round. So you're not going to give him the 4th round now.
Yeah.
So I believe that we did that mock draft a few weeks ago, And I took Pittman as my number one receiver in the start of the 4th round. That's not going to happen now.
Yeah.
Well, at least because of these rankings, but it's our rankings too. So give me Michael Pittman all day. Moving on to number 11, we've got Keenan Allen, and I have Keenan Allen one spot ahead of Pittman at 10.
I have Keenan Allen at 8.
So you got him high too. And I'm shocked to see him under Pittman on here because Keenan Allen is PPR gold.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen is PPR gold, 90 to 100 catches, mostly stays healthy, misses a game or two. He's a gamer. He's a baller. Does he have a good quarterback, Jay?
Yes.
Does he have another good wide receiver to take some pressure off?
Yes.
How is this guy down at 11?
That's why I have him up at 8.
Yeah. It's wild. Like, and that's crazy to think now if we get in this draft, you're going to take Keenan Allen before me because I'm the one that ends up with him every year.
Yeah.
He's obviously one of my fantasy crushes. So I'll get him in one of my leagues probably. Especially PPR leagues. Do not sleep on Keenan. Now, maybe not PPR leagues. First of all, get in a new fucking league because what is this, 1997 with your non-PPR leagues? Get in a PPR league. That's my adjustment of the rankings right there is get in a PPR league. There's nothing bad to say about Keenan Allen. Really, there's not.
No.
Unless he just gets hurt. But you could say that about everybody.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. A.J. Brown is at number 12. I feel like I'm a little later on A.J. Brown. No, I lied. I'm at number 12. What about you?
Me too.
Okay, so A.J. Brown is a beastly man, a beast of a receiver. And I just think that he might be getting slept on a little bit because of going to the new team and going to Jalen Hurts, but like, it's not like he left a fucking elite quarterback. He left Ryan Tannehill to go to Jalen Hurts. I mean, is that a downgrade?
No.
I mean, maybe it's not an upgrade, so it's a lateral move. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I just, it's hard to put him above Keenan Allen for me because it's a PPR league. If it wasn't a PPR league, I might pull the trigger on Brown. But he's another guy I've always had a fantasy crush on. But he's also dealt with injuries, so that's scary. You tell me about A.J. Brown, Jay.
I mean, he's had his long pedigree, so I mean, it's hard to argue against that. He's good. It's just, is he going to be good where he is now?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many good receivers. Have you noticed this?
Yes.
Because now we're moving on to a guy that Dave has ranked at 13. I have him ranked down at 22, but that could change as like the injury news comes out. It's Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was like the best fantasy football wide receiver ever 2 years ago, 3 seasons ago. And now he missed basically 2 full years, coming back with a new quarterback, a new regime. There's questions. So yeah, me having him at 22, come draft time, he could be in the top 15 for me. You know, he really could be. Where do you got him?
I originally was going to put him down in like 22, 23, 24 area, but I can reconsider it and I got him at 13.
Okay. So as of today, that's where you would take him. And okay, I mean, then good for you. And if he pulls out the way he's been, that's a great pick. It's just,
it's a risk, I think.
There's a few, look, just glancing at my list here, I could probably easily move him up to 18, right now, without even thinking about it, with every question.
For sure.
So, I could probably even have him at 18 right now, which isn't too far off. Just looking at the guys I would have ahead of 18, yeah, I would keep that. So, you know what? I say 22, but that could easily be an 18 as well. I'd love to get him, but I don't know. So if we're taking Pittman in the 3rd round, that means he's going in the 4th, man. It's a scary proposition for Michael Thomas lately, but how different is that from the 5th?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know. do you trust Jameis Winston with him? And A, do you trust Jameis Winston with him? But B, do you trust all the other weapons? Because he's never had that. It was always Michael Thomas and that guy and this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's Michael Thomas. There was always Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, and Juice Landry. So he has got some of the best receivers. He's got the best receiving core he's ever had.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really super afraid of it.
We just think that talent's going to win out.
Yeah.
And like I said with CMC last week, yeah, he's been injured, but that means he's also well rested.
Yeah.
And, ready to go. He looks great in camp. Okay. So does everybody, right?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting player. Now here's an interesting one. T. Higgins, 14 for Dave Richards' list. I'm low on T. Higgins at 18. How about you?
I got him at 14.
I won't take him that high. Dave Richards here. He's got so many people above him. Not so many, but like he's got just like a few guys that I would take over T. Higgins for sure. It's almost everything I said about the Bengals. I'm just a little lower on them than everybody else, and it's like he is the first number 2. So 14th overall for this guy. And he is the first number 2 receiver on a team going. So he's not even a number 1 on a team.
Yeah.
And this could be somebody's number 1 wide receiver. That's a scary proposition. And so I just can't pull it. But everybody knows I'm a little low on the Cincinnati Bengals anyway. But I love the talent. I think he's great. I thought he was the best receiver in that draft when he came out, which was Jerry Jeudy, who you think he's better than, CeeDee Lamb, which he's not, and Henry Ruggs, which,
yeah.
Well. So I thought he was better than all those guys. And I thought Pittman was better than all those guys too, but really Lamb's the only one that showed up from that draft class, really. From that first round, and Pittman and Higgins were, second rounders. So I don't know, man. Am I being a Bengals hater?
Yeah, you are.
But I have him at 18. It's not like he's tremendously down. There's a dude I see coming up that I have really low, and there's going to be some debate. So we'll move on to number 15, DJ Moore. I want to point this out because I know this because I saw this earlier. So Dave Richard has him at 15 and Jamie Eisenberg has DJ Moore at 13. Heath from CBS has DJ Moore at 6.
He's on drugs.
Heath has him right under between Devontae Adams and CeeDee Lamb. So this guy is really high on DJ Moore. I, though, am high on DJ Moore more than these guys, more than like Dave Richard here. I have him at 13. How about you?
I got him at 17.
So you have him low. Okay. Okay. Why do you got him so low? That I feel that's really low for him.
It's only 2 spots lower than your guy Richard.
Okay, but it's 4 spots lower than me. He's always been good in the NFL. Every year with complete trash quarterback. He has the best quarterback of his career right now in Baker Mayfield.
If he's a starter.
Okay, and even if
he's looked like shit.
So say he doesn't start, then he's got Sam Darnold. DJ Moore was pretty damn good last year with Sam Darnold. So it's either Sam Darnold goes in there and he's fine, or Baker Mayfield goes in and maybe his stock goes up. Because DJ Moore is the kind of receiver that can do everything. He can go run the deep ball. He can be the slot guy. He can go over the middle. He can take the two passes and take him to the house. I think he's one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. He's a former first-round pick. I think he's great. Obviously, Heath thinks he's great. Heath has him up at 6. That's wild to me.
That's crazy.
That's wild to me. But he's the kind of guy that if Baker's the starter and they're in some games, I think he could lead the NFL in yardage.
Yeah.
I think so.
There's only one Carolina player that I would consider taking that, CMC.
Really?
Yeah.
Not DJ Moore. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on. Y'all heard the love here from DJ Moore, y'all. All right. So number 16. Dave has Chris Godwin, and I have him a little lower, but it's the same exact argument with Michael Thomas. And I had him right behind Michael Thomas at 23, so he could also be shot up. If he stays healthy, I think I could get technically DJ Moore, actually, or Chris Godwin ahead of DJ Moore even at 13. I think I could get him that high. Where do you have Chris Godwin? Well, no thinking. Where did you originally rank him?
No, because I screwed up my list that time.
Oh, you missed him?
I didn't miss him, but I screwed up some. I put someone, or I don't know what I did.
He's so high right now.
I am so high.
Did you get into Pickles catnip, bro?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, man.
I have him at 23.
That's where I had.
But yeah.
Would you take if they say Chris Godwin's ready to roll week 1? Are you going to take T. Higgins over Chris Godwin?
I don't know. That's tough.
If they say he's ready to go week 1, are you going to take Michael Thomas over him? If they're both healthy?
Possibly.
What about A.J. Brown?
I'll take A.J. Brown first.
So you're putting him in that 13, 14, 15 range too, just like me.
Yeah.
If he's healthy. So we're right there in the same thing because you got to be. What you said earlier, you got to buy in. Tell me, does Chris Godwin have a good quarterback?
Yes.
Does Chris Godwin have, rapport with his quarterback? For sure. But there's a ton of other weapons there. But, like, he's a different role than Mike Evans and Julio Jones. He is the slot guy.
Yeah.
He's the burner. Like, it's a completely different role. I think if Julio Jones' addition hurts anybody, it's Mike Evans. And I think Chris Godwin's fine. So, like I said, 23 right now, but looking at things, if he's healthy, he could be 12, 13 for me. So, okay, moving on. Number 17, Brandon Cooks. And I want to see where you have him because this guy's a little controversial, I feel, sometimes.
I got him at 20.
You got him at 20, so a little lower. I've got him a little lower, too, at 21. And it's not his fault. It's just some other people I like better. That's all. I had him last year. The guy was great, but he's probably got the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. No, that's not true. He doesn't play for the Jets. Sorry, but he's probably got one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe Davis Mills will end up being great, but Brandon Cooks is great. I would love to lop him up as like a third receiver for me. I don't want him to be one of my starters. And just if Dave has him at 17 and so does Jamie, he's going to go too high for my blood.
Yeah.
He is. And I've always bought into his talent. The guy's always been good wherever he goes. And I'm sure he'll be good, but I don't know if he'll return the value of the 17th overall receiver. He's been good because he's been getting drafted as like the 33rd receiver and producing like the 20th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why he's good. He's just getting too rich for my blood right now. All right, so moving on to number 18, and here's the controversial one, and I'm ready to debate this one with you because I know you like this guy more than I like this guy. Number 18, Dave Richards got Allen Robinson. Where do you have him?
16.
Dave? So you have him higher, and like I said, we ask me.
26.
Lower.
29.
Lower.
30?
30. I got him at 30.
That's pretty far down.
And
you're a hater.
And you can almost, to be fair, you could almost argue him up to 28 for me. But maybe I just made a statement with the 30 pick. He's a number 2 receiver on a new team with the best quarterback he's ever had, right? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of the excuses for Allen Robinson. I've said this before because you know what? Sometimes wide receivers are good without a good quarterback. Brandon Cooks is pretty damn good wherever he goes, and he doesn't always have a good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I get this, like, memory in my head of so Brandon Cooks had Allen Robinson had one good year, maybe two, back with Blake Bortles, and he's been living off of that, and it's always an excuse for him. Well, his quarterback sucks. Well, his quarterback sucks. Well, his quarterback sucks. He also quit on his team for the last 2 years. He reminds me of when the Bills had Lee Evans. Lee Evans' first-round pick was always everybody else's fault but his. Oh, the quarterback sucks. Lee Evans would be great. See, Lee Evans just went to a great team, a great quarterback now, back when Joe Flacco was hot. And he was dog shit in there because he wasn't a good receiver.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, this is what you're learning with Allen Robinson for me. Maybe he'll shut me up. And he needs to shut me up then, because sometimes wide receivers are good with bad quarterbacks. I mean, it's as simple as that. Calvin Johnson didn't get Matt Stafford till like 4 years in his career, and Calvin Johnson was a beast.
Yeah.
Forever. And it's like the same argument with who was I just gonna say? It was like the same. So a guy he's got coming up right after him, Terry McLaurin. Has Terry McLaurin had a good quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Has he had better seasons the last 3 years than Allen Robinson?
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because he goes out and he plays. So are you going to sit here and tell me that Carson Wentz is 10,000 so much better than Mitch Trubisky?
No.
They're similar, right?
Yeah.
They're similar quarterbacks. So why and even before that, Taylor Heineke? Like, oh wait, Carson Wentz is there this year, so that doesn't count. So it was Taylor Heineke last year.
Yeah.
That's what was confusing me. So definitely Heineke's were worse quarterback than Trubisky. And even the year before, I don't even fucking remember who their quarterback was the year before. And you know what he was? You know what McLaurin was? A Pro Bowler. So I just can't buy into Allen Robinson anymore. So do your best to convince me.
I don't think there is, because you're so much of a hater.
Well, convince the millions and millions of fans.
Millions? I think this is pretty much, like you're saying, this is probably his last year to be fantasy relevant. Like, if he doesn't do good this year, because there's no excuses on this team, then, like, you're not going to see him in the top 20 again.
And I guess, like, there's hope, because as soon as OBJ went over there, like, his career was kind of revived. So, but you know what? OBJ was good before Cleveland.
Yeah.
With Eli and without Eli.
But also, I think this Rams offense is probably going to be the best offense with the best quarterback he's ever had. So, and he doesn't have to be the number one guy. That's Kupp. So
very true. You're right. Very true. Maybe that's what he is. Maybe he's a fantastic number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
So, and maybe being on such a great offense, but to be a number 2 receiver, it's just too high for me. It's just too high for me. We already started talking about him. Terry McLaurin's is number 19. Where do you got him?
I got him at 18.
I got him at 16. I like McLaurin, man. He's another do-it-all wide receiver. Go over the middle, take the ball deep. Again, now he has the best quarterback he's ever had. I mean, you can only upgrade. And even though we were just kind of making fun of Carson Wentz, it's sad to say it's the best quarterback this guy's ever had.
Yeah.
And this guy has done great things with dog shit.
Yep.
So, like, Wentz is a capable quarterback. Wentz is like Wentz is a top 30 quarterback in the NFL. So, like, he's capable. Wentz will have a starting job for the next 3-4 years, you know? I love him. McLaurin, I mean, I have him pretty high, I feel, at 16. And I'm very comfortable with him there. Number 1, no doubt about it, option on a team that of an offense that's getting better and has a better quarterback. And the guy's been a Pro Bowler before.
Yeah.
And he just got paid. So, but then there's that question. He just got paid. Is he going to loaf now? Or is he going to still ball out?
Yeah.
So to me, he kind of seems like the guy that'll ball out. Have you ever had experience with him?
No.
He's just a good receiver.
Yeah,
he's a good NFL receiver.
Yeah, he always puts up decent numbers.
So I mean, even in just like NFL receiver wise, like he would be top 15 to 20 receiver in the NFL, like talent wise. I think, like if you're starting a actual franchise with a real draft, he would be top 15 to 20 wide receiver in the NFL. So sometimes talent wins, unlike Allen Robinson, who I have at 30. So is that controversial?
Yeah.
Is it controversial to have McLaurin so high? I don't think so.
No.
All right, we'll move on to number 20 for Dave Richard, which, surprising to me, even so much shit I talk about him, I have him at 20 as well. And that's Cortland Sutton. And
22 for me.
22 for you as well. But I still have plenty of people ahead of him that we haven't even discussed yet. So I've mentioned, me and Adam were sitting on him a couple weeks ago about like, this guy's done really nothing in the NFL, but had a kind of good year one time.
Yeah.
And has been hurt. Whoa, but Drew Lock. Okay, it's the same thing we were just talking about. Now, does he have the best receiver or the best quarterback of his career now? Obviously. Because he didn't play with Peyton Manning, I don't think.
No.
No way. That dude retired like
20 years ago.
Like 8 years ago now or something, yeah. Yeah, so you, I feel, used to have a man crush on him.
No, he was always kind of there, so I was like, he's got to be good at some point, but
I can't buy into him. And just having him at 20, like, I'm right above Brandon Cooks. And to be honest, I already said that I would move up Mike Thomas and Godwin, so that would put him down at 22. You know, if that's the case. So, and I'm okay with him there. And I could be argued to take Cooks above him, but with the better quarterback, I would probably take Sutton over Cooks. And you have him at 20 as well, but it's
I got him 22.
Oh, you have him at 20. Okay, yeah. 22.
22.
20 as well.
Yes.
No, not 20 as well. 22.
22 as well.
Where he would be, but he would be moved down maybe to 24 for you if those other guys moved him up. Or Godwin, at least 25. So, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting players still to discuss here. Receivers are just, there's so many this year.
There is.
That's why, like, I just feel you can get good ones late. You really can. And we'll move on to number 21 of Dave Richards' wide receiver rankings. And that is Jalen Waddle. Where do you have him, Jay?
I got him at 22.
I got him at 15. Love this guy.
Yeah.
He's a PPR guy with a quarterback who people say can't throw far. So, okay. So what's he going to do? Throw short to Waddle? Guy had tons of catches last year.
I think he's probably going to get more this year too. Yeah. With Hill. So, and
Hill's going to help him open up more. You know, Hill's going to let him get like single coverage more. I think he's a great pick. And I think that like, people are sleeping on him because of this, like, because of this Tua Tongue of whatever hatred that's out there, which is fine. Let him suck. We're Bills fans.
Yeah, but
he's good, and I think Waddle is going to surprise some people this year because I think the reason he's so low on some of these lists is that because Tyreek Hill came and people are like, well, there goes all his targets. Nah, no way.
Yeah.
Who are you going to double cover? You're going to double cover Hill.
Yeah.
So he's going to get single coverage. He's going to beat guys on the inside. He's going to get 90 catches, hopefully. And be a guy. And he's got the rapport with Tua. I mean, can't forget that these guys went to college together. So everybody was like rubbing their nipples about Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow going to college together. And they're not doing the same thing here with Tua and Waddle.
Yeah.
When they're both of those guys are, meaning like Jamar and Burrow are perfect for each other. Tua and Waddle are perfect for each other.
Yeah.
So I think it's I think he gets slighted, and I would be happy to take him at 15 easily. And you were where on him?
22.
That's too
or
low.
21.
That's where he is here on this list.
Yeah,
because you just copied Dave Richards' list
allegedly.
All right, we'll move on to 22, and that is Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Rip.
Stop it. He was speeding. At least he didn't. Never mind. You know where I was going with that. Okay, where do you have Mr. Hollywood?
25.
Holy shit. Okay, we have a debate here, folks. Not a huge one, but I have him at 19. Just a little bit of difference there. So you're pretty low on Hollywood between certainly my rankings and Dave Richards' rankings. So why do you have him at 25?
I'm right on with Jamie and Heath.
Good. Heath has DJ Moore at 6, so be happy.
That's very true.
So be happy.
That
about
is very true.
But why are you a little lower on him? What's your? So he's coming from. He was. Would you say was pretty good last year?
Yeah.
Yes, he was pretty good last year. So he's on a new team. Would you say he's on a very similar offense this year? So I mean. And we were just discussing it. He's with his college quarterback.
Yeah.
That has a rapport with. So, but to be fair, at least with me, and I think with you, he downgraded at quarterback.
Yes.
I think. And Lamar's not the greatest anyway. And actually, like, Kyler might have a stronger arm than Lamar, but I don't know. But the big thing about it is you've got almost half a season. You've got 6 whole games where this guy's the number 1 option. And then he's the number 2 option on a pass-heavy offense. I think he's going to get his. I think he's going to eat. I think he's the kind of guy that the first 6 weeks of the season, he's going to be your big play guy and get some touchdowns. And then once Nuke Hopkins comes back, he's going to turn into like a PPR guy running slants, but he's certainly a guy that could take the slant 70 yards to the house. And there's one thing I know about Kyler Murray. He reminds me of, and I've said this before, he reminds me of Russell Wilson, where I'm running around, launch the ball down the field.
Yeah, pretty much.
That guy will outrun everybody. So he could have some 80-yard touchdowns.
Could.
Right? He could.
Yeah, could.
So, I mean, I'm not completely...
I just got guys better than him. So.
Here's a good one for me. I have him one spot above Cortland Sutton. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I really am. So I'm happy where I have him. And I know you're happy with this next guy. You probably have him ranked at 7 overall or something. We got Mike Williams.
2 overall.
2 overall. So Dave Richard has him at 23. I have him... Wow, I have him much higher. I'm much higher.
What is it?
I have him at 14.
Holy shit, you got him higher than me, and you're shit-talking me?
Where do you got him?
I got him at 19.
Okay, yeah, I have him much higher because dude's a beast. He's a monster.
I know.
He's a beast. He's a monster. You have the injury concerns as always.
With my guy Herbert.
One of the best quarterbacks in the league. I mean... I'm looking at these guys' rankings now because he's kind of all over the place. So Dave has him at 23, Jamie has him at 20, and Heath has him at 14. So he's all over the place in these rankings, and even with us, he's all over the place. I looked at a ranking the other day too that caught my eye. I think somebody had him like an expert, had him at like 9. So
I could definitely take him before 19, but 19 is where
I would love to have him on my team. I would love Mike Williams to be my number 2 wide receiver. And that's why, I mean, I have him pretty high at 14. Yeah. I have him between DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle. And if he's there, that means I'm probably got one of these other dudes.
Yep.
And then he swings back and I take him as my number 2. I'd love that. I mean, I would even love him more to have him in my flex. But, like, I'd love it because you know what he is. He's the touchdown guy, but he can get the yards. And he's got the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback in the NFL. Right? So, like, for him to be this low, I feel is almost blasphemy, but I get it. I get it because I know his injury history. And I loved all the memes. He's that guy that jumps up as high as he can, catches the ball, and falls down like a bag of potatoes.
Yeah.
And limps off the field. I get it. That scares me too. Coincidentally, the guy that he has listed right after him, number 24, is the same guy, but with a much worse quarterback situation. And that's DK Metcalf. And where do you have DK Metcalf?
In the basement.
Do you have him out of the 30?
Yeah.
You have him out of the 30?
Yeah.
He's 26 for me. I'm pretty low.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, but hey, I have Allen Robinson lower.
Dick.
I'm taking DK before Allen Robinson.
That's fucked up.
How is that fucked up? This guy is so much more talented.
Did you not say, like, at some point in this podcast, you were not going anywhere near DK Metcalf?
At 26, though, I'll go to near DK Metcalf.
I'm pretty sure you said he wouldn't be on your team at all.
Because he won't go there. He'll get drafted way early. So we're just going off, like I said, Dave's rankings. Let's see if Heath has him low or high.
Yeah, they got him at 29, 28.
Okay. So we're all kind of low on him. Where did you say you had him?
He's probably outside my top 30.
I don't really want to give away too much where I got him. We'll go through it later. But I mean, I have him at low. I have him low. That's 26. That's so if you start 2 receivers, that means there's 24 receivers starting. 26 is a third string receiver.
Yeah.
Right? So, if he's my number 3 receiver, I'm okay with that at this point. He's the same argument with Mike Williams, with just, honestly, a better career than Mike Williams, but a much worse situation right now.
Yeah.
So, that's why I have Williams much higher, just because of the situation. But they're the same type of guy. And he's had the better career in, I think, 3 less years. Mike Williams didn't do anything until last year. He was like a 5th overall draft pick that everyone was high on and didn't do anything until last year. You had him, right?
Yeah.
And you took him in the 11th round or something like that. You might even been a free agent pickup for you. He wasn't even getting drafted a couple years ago. So, but DK's got to put up or shut up. Now it's time to show that you're good. It's what I was saying about Allen Robinson. Be good without a good quarterback. And I will buy the talent of DK Metcalf over Allen Robinson, but maybe he'll suck.
He's gonna suck.
And honestly, there's a chance that I will take 2 of these guys that I have ranked under him. So there's a chance he could be 28, 29. All right. So now this one's interesting to me. At 25, we have Dave Richard has Gabe Davis. Interesting to me. Where do you have him?
24.
As of now, he's not in my top 30, but I mean, I might take Gabe Davis over Allen Robinson. Why wouldn't I? If that's the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as I dislike him, he's a number 2 option with the best quarterback in the NFL. And he could even be up at 29 possibly. So, I mean, he could squeeze in here for me. We got man crushes on him because he's from Buffalo. But tell me what he did in his last game. 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it won us that game.
He's inconsistent, but we're going to find out for sure.
Here's the thing. He's the number 2 receiver on the best offense in football. If OBJ comes over, maybe that changes.
Yes.
Right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But OBJ won't be ready till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis is going to his 3rd year. He's never had a good year.
Yeah.
He's had good moments. He scored touchdowns. He's never had a killer year. I think he's going too high in these drafts. 25 overall. That's for someone that hasn't really done anything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know you got to catch him at the right time.
Yeah.
You need to draft him. So if he does catch 12 touchdowns and 1,500 yards, he's on your team, which isn't a possibility for him. But Josh has got so many weapons. He's peppering Diggs. I mean, can he really sustain Diggs, Knox, and Davis, right? I mean, can he? And if we get OBJ, someone's not going to be good. Just say we got OBJ. Are all 4 of these guys going to be good fantasy football-wise, right?
No.
So someone's going to have to take a back seat if that's the case.
But, I mean, you're also, you're countering that, though. How many, we got Kupp in here, his backups, in the top 30.
Not me.
You got
Burrow, but I'm down on that too.
Yeah. You got Evans and Godwin.
True.
You got
But those guys are proven. Do we have a not
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams?
Again, proven.
Yeah.
That's the least proven because Mike Williams only had 1 good year. So you're right. You're right that they could be, but you're talking about I'm low on the Bengals guys anyway. You know that Brady can sustain those 2 guys.
Hill and Waddle?
True. But that's a new situation. Those are both proven guys together, right? So
They've been in the league longer.
It's kind of just a different situation. But you got to pull the trigger on the guy if you think he's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. So, I mean, is Josh going to throw the ball enough? Probably.
Oh, yeah. For
You
sure.
know? Did you hear that rumor that the Bills might slightly be interested in Kareem Hunt?
I don't know how that would work, but
How that would work? Devin Singletary would be sitting on the bench.
yeah,
That's
I
how that
guess.
would
But
work.
are they going to do that?
Kareem Hunt is a very talented running back. So that's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, how would they do that? It would be because they're all in this year. Because he's got 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah.
So get him, run him into the ground, throw him the ball, win the Super Bowl. Like, that would be it. I don't think they're going to make that move because of drafting James Cook so early.
Yeah.
But Kareem Hunt can be, if, say, the Bills got him, I don't know how we got on this tangent, but if the Bills got Kareem Hunt, he could be Devin Singletary and James Cook.
Yeah.
He wouldn't need to take him off the field. If the Bills got Kareem Hunt, he would be a probably top 10 to 13 fantasy football running back in drafts.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. So I don't know. How did we even get on there?
I don't know. I will say this, too. Davis, Davis is definitely better than some of these options that are not too far away from where Gabe Davis is on this list.
Well, let's find out, because I still have plenty of people that to talk about. So we'll just move on. So next we've got Deontay Johnson at 26. Where do you got him?
15.
Okay, I was going to say I got him much higher at 17.
Yeah.
Guy's been great, proven wide receiver.
This is his year, too.
Yeah.
No Juju.
Yeah.
So.
But it's Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky's not dog
Or
shit.
it's what's his name?
Or who? Claypool?
No.
No, wait.
The QB.
It's not going to be Kenny Pickett.
You never know.
No, it's not. It's
They're
just
saying
not,
Trubisky's looking like shit.
they're saying they all looking like shit.
True.
So like it's a PPR league. Put Deontay Johnson on your team. Like that should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
To put Deontay Johnson on your team. He's like a Cooper Kupp light. You know, he's just light Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Diet Cooper Kupp. He's a diet Chris Godwin. Who, yeah, I would have Chris Godwin ahead of him without the injury. So, I way too low for me to see him on here. And so again, just to reiterate, I had Deontay at 17. Dave Richard had him at 26. Jay had him at what?
15.
So, wow, we're high on something.
Yeah.
Good. Look at us. It's a PPR league. If it's a PPR league, put Deontay Johnson on your team. If it's a standard, not PPR league, what's the bit of advice, Jay? Get in a new fucking league. That's the bit of advice.
Yeah.
And stop playing 1992 drafting like Emmitt Smith and Andre Rison fantasy football. Moving on. Oh, now we're in the Jay Coleman hour. We're talking about a bear.
The fuck we are.
Darnell Mooney from the Chicago Bears, with Justin Fields throwing him the football at 27. Jay, where do you think he's on my list?
He better not be in the top 30.
He's not in the top 30. What about for you?
Fuck no.
Now, I know he finished last year like in the top 30. He did. But now he lost Allen Robinson. Well, he lost Allen Robinson last year because the guy quit on his team because he's a loser. He's also on the Bears.
Yes.
The new coach, so maybe they'll be better. Just don't buy it. He's got to show me. He won't be on my team. He's got to show me.
Yeah, he's not on my...
But Jay, he's like, you're going to be your third receiver.
No, thanks.
No, he's not. He could, you know what? If he's sitting there and he's like my fifth receiver, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
But still, it's...
Maybe, but would he be in my top 40, between 30 and 40? Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't go that far, but I don't think so. We'll move on. Oh boy. Number 28, Big Booty Jerry Jeudy. Where do you have him, Jay?
28.
Not in my top 30. Nope. Guy's got to show me something. He's a talented guy. He got drafted early. He's so small. And he's not been good. He's got the best quarterback he's ever had now. Okay, so he's going to have to just prove it to me and show me. You could almost maybe argue him in my top 30, maybe above Allen Robinson. He, between like 28 and we'll say 33. That could be where like the players that aren't in my list are.
Yeah.
And maybe they could be in and out. So I just, he's a little dude. He's got to show me. But now the thing is Tim Patrick got hurt. So that's one less mouth to feed.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll put up numbers. Maybe he'll be the Tyler Lockett, right? Maybe that's who he'll be. But what are my feelings about Tyler Lockett? Get him the fuck away from me and off my team. So I don't want anything to do with him. And where did you have him at 28?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so now we'll talk about your number 1 overall wide receiver probably. We got number 29, Adam Theilen.
26.
26? That's pretty high.
Not in your top 30?
No, actually I got him above you.
Wow.
It's 25.
Oh.
So I got him right in the same range.
Yeah.
He scares me a little bit because of his injury history, but he's always out there. He'll miss a couple games. We talked about the injury history. We talked about the new offense, already coming in. This guy's a touchdown machine. He's always getting touchdowns.
Yeah.
He showed like PPR years before of getting like 70, 80, 90 catches.
He finishes probably like top 20 wide receiver every year.
He slept on for sure.
Yeah.
He slept on. And to be at 29, to be under Darnell Mooney is
outrageous.
You're going for the hope in the hype. You're going for the hope that Darnell Mooney's a young, athletic wide receiver, the number 1 on an offense.
Well, to be under Mooney and Judy is kind of
it's the same thing, though. Young, athletic guy, maybe, and Thielen's on the way down. It's not. This guy used to be a 3rd round pick. So he's going down. He's on his downswing. But, he's still producing, and he's going to be on the best offense he's ever had.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable with him at 25. You're comfortable with him at 26. So we'll move on to number 30 for Dave Richard. Rashard Bateman. The number 1 wide receiver in the number 1 wide receiver finally for the Baltimore Ravens. He was a rookie last year, didn't play too much, but now they shipped off Hollywood. Did you put him in your top 30?
No.
I put him in my top 30 at 28, and he's right at that spot where maybe someone else could sub in for him.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that, like, it's buying in on the talent on an offense, but just like Jerry Jeudy or just like Darnell Mooney, but I not trust him, but I would rather take a shot on him than Darnell Mooney to be better. The number 1 option on a great offense with... They doesn't have another great receiver, but they have the tight end taking away the double coverage. And with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a little bit better than Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Right? Lamar Jackson. All right, Russell Wilson stands. Get at me. But Lamar Jackson's just as good as Russell Wilson. Okay, stands, relax. I think he's better. Some people don't. So, I don't know. Him there at 30, I'm at 28. He could be 33. But he's like one of the only... nobody knows about this guy.
Yeah.
He's just... Even when I brought him up talking with Adam, Adam was like, when was he drafted? I was like, he's a 1st rounder last year. He just kind of like...
Yeah. Under the radar.
Yeah, under the radar. Exactly. Okay, well, we never like reset the table on our picks. So like... We won't go with our deep picks yet, but is there people on your list that we have not discussed yet?
Yeah, my... 27, I got Cooper. 29, I got St. Brown. And 30 is Juju for me.
Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay. Not in my top 30. Get the fuck out of here. We think he's gross.
I do. But
we think he's gross.
There's some gross picks on this top 30 too. So,
when then you said Juju?
Yeah, Juju at 30.
I got Juju pretty high. I got Juju at 24.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's buying into he's quite possibly the new number 1 there with Patrick Mahomes. So, am I expecting him to be Tyreek Hill? No.
Yeah.
But, like, remember when Sammy Watkins was there? Sammy Watkins was pretty good.
Yeah.
There until he got hurt. And the big thing about Juju is he signed a 1-year deal, which means, like, he's playing. He's playing because he could get paid next year or go into obscurity. So, and what was your other guy?
St. Brown was 29.
Nah. Same. Everything I've said about, everything I was saying about, who even I can compare him to. Just he's not. I just don't trust him. He's not on a good team. He'll be fine. He'll be in that 30 to 35 range, like I was saying. He'll be just out there for me. I just can't buy into him. So the guys that I have that aren't on the list were Juju at 24, Hunter Renfrow at 27, and Elijah Moore at 29. And like I told you, Hunter Renfrow at 27, he's solid there.
Yeah.
28 and on, Elijah Moore, sure, he could go in or out. But Elijah Moore is going to be the number one receiver for the Jets. He was pretty damn good last year. You're buying in for him to break out a little more. That's all. But he could also be at 35 for me. But he's just a guy I wanted to touch on. So did we discuss everybody on your main list?
Yep.
So why don't you give me 1 through 15? Let's reset.
Jefferson, Kupp, Chase, Diggs, Adams, Evans, Lamb, Allen, Hill, Pittman, Debo, A.J. Brown, Michael Thomas, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, and Robinson.
Because your list is all fucked up. All those scratches. All right. So my 1 through 15. Number 1, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. I looked at Adam. Like, who's Adam? Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Debo Samuel, Tyreek Hill. At number 10, I got Keenan Allen. Number 11, I got Michael Pittman Jr., A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, and number 15 is Jalen Waddle. Jay, let's go 16 through 30.
Moore, McLaurin, Mike Williams, Cooks, Waddle, Sutton, Godwin, Gabe Davis, Marquise Brown, Thielen, Cooper, Judy, Brown, Juju.
Okay. And my 16 through 30 are as follows. Number 16, Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, Rashard Higgins, T. Higgins. Rashard Higgins was a player.
It was.
We got Hollywood Brown, Cortland Sutton, Brandon Cooks, Mike Thomas, Chris Godwin. Those guys could easily be in the top 15, though. Juju Smith-Schuster at 24, Adam Thielen at 25, DK Metcalf at 26, Hunter Renfrow, Rashard Bateman, Elijah Moore, and Allen Robinson feeding the bottom of the barrel at number 30 for me. So, Jay, let's talk about a couple of deep cuts. What you got? Who's your first one?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones, okay. I mean... Tell me. I mean, I know why, but tell the fans.
It's going to be on a good offense, and I think he's going to have a lot of chances to get targets.
He doesn't have to be the number one guy.
No.
And there's a chance he doesn't got to be the number two guy.
True.
So, like, he's like, you know, he's got a chance to be like, you know, this is going to sound bad because Julio Jones he's a Hall of Fame receiver. He could almost be their tight end.
Yeah.
At this point. He's a big dude. He's probably not like burning people so much. So he's the guy that can line up kind of in the slot, do the curl routes in the red zone, and get you 10 touchdowns. Or he's just kind of old and beat up. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't know. Who's your other guy?
Chris Olave.
Oh, well, we gushed about him on the draft show.
Yeah.
And what are you hoping for out of him then? Like, why are you starring him?
I just think he has the potential to be good. So, I mean, Saints usually have a good offense, so. And
he's got all the skills. We were impressed by his skills. We were impressed by his tape when we talked about him as the rookie draft.
Plus, you know, uncertainty with Michael Thomas. So
true. And uncertainty with Jarvis Landry. That guy's always
that's true.
All right, so my two late picks. The first one, remember I was just talking about how Rashard Bateman was a first-round pick, kind of got lost in the shuffle. Well, here's another one, same exact thing. Last year, first-round pick, injured, lost in the shuffle. New offense, new offensive coach, new system. I'm going to buy into Kadarius Toney for the New York Giants. He's there. I think he's going to be their number one because, Kenny Galladay's going to not play ever.
Yeah.
And Sterling Shepard's coming off an injury as usual. And they took this guy in the first round last year. Sure, it's a different coaching staff, but it's a good coaching staff. It's Brian Daboll. And I think this guy's an electric, talented player, and they're going to figure out a good way to use him. And I would love to have him on my team. And my other deep pick, sleeper pick, I guess, is the number one wide receiver for the New England Patriots, and that's Devontae Parker this year. I've always liked his talent, but he's always hurt.
Yeah.
And I know that. But if he stays healthy, he's a great weapon for Mac Jones. And someone's got to score touchdowns. Someone's got to catch the ball. Even if Mac Jones only throws it, 28 times a game. If he gets 7 of those, he'll be a good receiver. Not going to lead the league in anything, but he's a good guy to have on your bench. He's a good bye week guy, I think. A good, in our league, our new league we're setting up, we got 2 flexes.
Yeah.
So those are some of my deep sleeper picks. All right, Jay, are you ready to do the mock draft?
Let's get it.
All right, so we are going to start the mock draft right now. So we're doing our settings for our new league coming up. We're going to do basically the normal stuff, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight end, but this is going to be 2 flex. Quarterback, running back, tight end, whatever you want. So changes the way you think a little bit. And we did a randomized start. I'm picking 4th. You're picking 6th. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. It's going to make a bunch of noise, isn't it? Yes, let's start. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. Okay, we're good. All right, we went Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. I'm so sad. Those are my easily number 3 picks. Well, I'm on the board here. Where the hell is my player listing? It's not here. Oh, I know why. Sorry, guys. I'm figuring this out. There. Wait a minute. There we go. I got it. We're good. All right. So, I told you earlier that, we got the draft rules. I forgot about it. We got a minute to 30 to make my pin. Here are the draft rules, Jay. I am making your picks. You are making my picks for the first 6 rounds, and then we gotta recover. So we got a minute here, 20 on my pick. Who am I taking?
Cooper Kupp.
I'm taking Cooper Kupp. All right, he's on my team. And then we went Cooper Kupp, Austin Eckler, and we're to you. And I am going to give you your man crush, Dalvin Cook.
All right.
Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Najee Harris, Devontae Adams, Joe Mixon, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. Didn't we just talk about that?
Yeah.
So 12 team got Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase on the turn. How great is that? DeAndre Swift, CeeDee Lamb, Nick Chubb, Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill. All right, Jay, for you, you are going to take here. You know what? I'm going to make you work a little bit. You're going to take Mark Andrews.
Ugh.
I know. You guys play it out a little bit. Javonte Williams went, and now we're to me. I got Cooper Kupp.
All right. You're going to take Leonard Fournette.
Okay. I'm all right with that. You know I went on somebody else, but that's okay. Fournette, Barkley, Kamara, Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Deebo Samuel, James Conner. All right. We're about a third of the way through our picks for each other. I'm on the clock. You're picking for me.
You're going to take Kyle Pitts.
I knew you were going to do that. That's okay. Kyle Pitts, Keenan Allen, we're back on the board for you. You, Jay, are going to take, looking at my list here, looks like you need, let's get you a little bit of everything here. Go ahead and take T. Higgins.
All right.
All right, then I went Patrick Mahomes, David Montgomery, A.J. Brown, Cam Akers, Ezekiel Elliott, Terry McLaurin, Darren Waller. Damn, they went heavy on pass catches.
Yeah, they did.
Darren Waller, Deontay Johnson, Justin Herbert, Breece Hall, DK Metcalf. It's back on the board for you, Jay, for me to pick. Now, should I do something here? No, we'll go. I'm going to give you. You're going to take Antonio Gibson. All right. So you got Antonio Gibson. Then we went ETN. And now we're back on the board for me. You're picking for me here, Jay. So I've got Cooper Kupp, Leonard Fournette, Kyle Pitts. These are your picks for my team.
Waddle.
Waddle. I like Waddle. I'll take him. All right. I like my start so far. Big Booty Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore, Elijah Mitchell. Lost it. Okay, Josh Jacobs, Joey Burrow, and you're back on the clock for me right now. You know who I want you to make me pick because I want to do something special here? I want to try something different. if it's okay with you, I want you to make me pick George Kittle because of the double flex. And I'll take him for you if you want to try and see that. If he doesn't go. Okay. So, do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
So, we got the double flex. I just want to see how it looks for that. And for you, I guess even though you were nice, I'm going to have you take, you want to do it too? You want to take Dalton Schultz? You want to try it? Let's try it. Take Dalton Schultz.
All right.
We're both, because of our flex, we got the double flex. Then it went Hawkinson, Williams, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, Brandon Cooks, Kyler Murray, Hollywood Brown, Miles Sanders. Team 9 is taking a long time here for a computer pick.
You're just frozen. We're up to me.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who went?
Kyler Murray, Marquise Brown, Miles Sanders, Allen Robinson, St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. And now it's up to me.
Oh, boy. So, okay, for you then, I mean, we're on to this is the last pick, right, for our 6. So you know what? You are going to go ahead and end up with Russell Wilson.
You fucking dick.
Why it's like froze on me here. But it's my computer that's froze. That's weird, but my app is working.
So it's up to you. So
yeah, you go ahead and make my pick.
You're going to take Hurts.
Okay. So we went Jalen Hurts, A.J. Dillon, Damian Harris, Rashard Bateman, Michael Thomas, Cordell Patterson, Juju Smith-Schuster. Let me see if I can look at my roster. Maybe that will reset things here. No. Stupid thing. Well, maybe after like the timer goes off here, it'll reset. So my team right now is Jalen Hurts, Leonard Fournette, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, and George Kittle in my flex. So I have one running back. You did that to me, bro.
Yep.
You son of a bitch. You did that to me, huh? All right. So now it's time for us to unbury ourselves here. Running back wise, going with him, Kareem Hunt. I'll take him. And now it's caught up. So I see it now. So I took Kareem Hunt. Darnell Mooney went next.
All right. So since you only gave me one wide receiver, I'm going to take Thielen.
Then we went Tony Pollard, Dallas Goedert, Ken Walker, Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore, Rashard Penny, Devin Singleton, Tom Brady, Drake London, Zach Ertz, Hunter Renfrow, Rashard Stevenson, and now it's back to you.
Oh, this is ugly.
Well, what are you feeling? Do you feel you got to bury yourself out of a wide receiver hole?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, my running backs aren't great either.
Right. Well, that shows you taking like quarterbacks and tight ends kind of early, and we double tight end early, too. So like, it's interesting to do things different when you're doing these at home, just in case.
Shit. So
you're looking
I'm
at
gonna take James Cook,
Treylon Burks. Now we're back to me, and I still feel like I need to bury myself out of a running back hole. So best on the board, I agree with, is Chase Edmonds. I'm going to take him. And then we went Devontae Smith, Dak Prescott, Chris Olave, Dawson Knox, Garrett Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, and back to me again. Running backs disappeared quickly. And I don't like where I am with them. So I am going to take, I'm going to take Melvin Gordon here. And then it went Tyler Lockett and back to you, Jay.
I'm taking the Lizard.
The Lazard. And then we went Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Trey Lance, Mike Gesicki, Derek Carr, Robert Woods, Chase Claypool, oh boy, Russell Gage, Kadarius Toney, Pat Freiermuth, Christian Kirk, Michael Carter. I was hoping a receiver would fall to me, but a lot went there. So what are you thinking here? What's your team looking like?
So far I got Dalvin Cook, Mark Andrews, T. Higgins, Antonio Gibson, Dalton Schultz, Russell Wilson, Adam Thielen, James Cook, Alan Lazard. So
what you feeling? You're going to do another... There's really nothing left.
No.
Running back wise, maybe.
No, not really.
But to think about it, you're loading up now because you don't have to draft a backup tight end at all.
Yeah.
So, and remember, there's 2 extra rounds here. We're doing 19 rounds because of the double flex. So, like, do you have 2 flexes? Who are your 2 flexes right now?
I mean, I guess they could be Mark Andrews and Dalton Schultz, or.
So technically, my 2 flexes are George Kittle and Chase Edmonds, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
I don't hate. So.
I'm going to go with Sky Moore, I guess.
Okay, it's a good pick. And then it went President of the United States of America, Alexander Madison. And I'm going to go with, oh boy, man, so many people are gone already. What happened here? Ugh. I'm going to go with Marquez Valdez-Scantling here. Then we went Christian Watson, Cole Kmet, Albert Okwuegbunam, James Robinson, David Pierce, Tyler Boyd. And I was thinking of him the last round. I'm just going to grab him now up. Michael Gallup here. So Isaiah Spiller, and we're back up to you. I'm looking at my team here, and in the flex, in the tight end position, I got Kyle Pitts. In the flex, I have George Kittle and Chase Edmonds. But you know what's funny to me? I would almost feel my team is more comfortable and better if I put Kittle in my tight end and Pitts in my flex.
Yeah,
it's weird, but that I would feel better that way for some reason.
I'm gonna take Landry.
Juice Landry, Ronald Jones, Kenny Galladay, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Rashad White, Naheem Hines, Tyler Algier, Hunter Henry, Jamal Williams, or that's Jameson Williams, Darrell Henderson, Jahan Dotson, Irv Smith. And now we're up to you.
There's garbage left.
I know why do these drafts got harder all of a sudden?
I'm gonna take McKissick.
All right, you're right. There's garbage here. And we have deeper benches. There's 2 more bench spots than usual. So some of the players that I like late, I feel I'm going to get late. So I don't normally do this, but here in the 12th round, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills defense. I'm never the first one to take a defense.
Never.
Then we went Tucker, Moore, Buccaneers, Justin Fields, George Pickens, Marlon Mack. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take, since you made me take Jalen Hurts, I did this the last draft. I want some more solid backup, somebody that's like not going to run and get hurt. And I'm going to take Jameis Winston. Then we went Tyler Higbee and we're back up to you. You thinking defense now?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams defense.
Rams defense, Chargers, Noah Fant, Evan McPherson, David Njoku. Cowboys, Carlson, Ravens, Butker, Niners. Kenny Gainwell, that's a good pick. Prater, Gay, and it's back to you. You know my thoughts on Kenny Gainwell.
Yep, I'm going to take Matt Ryan.
Then I went Jalen Tolbert, and then I am going to take Mark Ingram here. Then I went Saints defense, Tyler Bass, Nick Folk, Jacoby Myers, Julio Jones, Gerald Everett. Back to me now. And I am going to take, you know what? I called him out as a guy to look forward to earlier maybe. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking Devontae Parker there. But you know what? Just because I don't like... No, you know what I'm going to do? Just because I called this guy as a running back sleeper, I'm going to take Raheem Pastrami and Mustard. And then I went Trevor Lawrence. It's back to you.
I'm going to take the kicker Koo.
Young-Ho Koo, DJ Chark, Khalil Herbert, Devontae Parker, Darrell Williams, McCole Hardman, Mac Jones, Tyrion Davis-Pruitt, Gus Edwards, Jamal Williams, Denver Broncos D, Green Bay Packers, KJ Osborne. And we're back to you. You got 4 more picks left.
Ugh.
There's
nothing.
You have your kicker in defense. That's not true.
There's nothing.
There's not true. What are you deciding on?
Running back.
Okay.
Ugh.
So let's look at your running back situation. You got Brian
terrible.
Robinson, a rookie from Washington, who could take the job. You got Chuba Hubbard, who could take the job if Christian gets hurt. You got Zamir White from Vegas. Who knows? You got Kenyon Drake from Vegas as well.
I'm going to take White.
You took Zamir White. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick. I am going to take, for funsies here, my pick was gonna be Jamison Crowder. Maybe I'll get him on the swing back, but just for funsies here, I'm going to take maybe the third receiver of the Buffalo Bills and Odell Beckham. Why not? Then we got Robert Tonyan, the Colts defense, Tim Patrick, Brian Robinson, Austin Hughes, Zach Williams. And you know what? I'll take Jamison Crowder here just because that's really the pick. And then Hayden Hurst, and then what you got? It's now. This is usually the last round. We got 2 more to go from what your comfort level is.
I'm gonna take Sammy Watkins.
You got the Lazard King and the Lizard King now. Chuba Hubbard, Chris Evans. Captain America, Chris Evans, Van Jefferson, Rodrigo Blankenship, Deontay Foreman, Evan Ingram, Sony Michel, Hassan Haskins, Kenyon Drake, Keontae Ingram. Who the hell is that? And then Trey Sermon, and then you're up for one of your last 2 picks.
Yeah.
Did you get yourself a backup? You did, right?
Yeah.
What about your boy Boston Scott? He's always good for touchdowns.
There's nothing good.
Take a defense. Take a backup. Got 19 positions. I mean, you could take a backup.
I'm going to take the Bengals defense.
There you go. And then it went the Patriots defense. We're back up to me. I've got 6 running backs, 6 receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, no kicker, no defense. So just as like a dart throw, I'm going to take another running back here for Dearness Johnson. And the reason I'm taking him is just in case Hunt gets traded.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he's in a number 2. Then we got Myles Gaskin, Baker Mayfield, Boston Scott, Alec Pierce, Paris Campbell, Cameron Brate. And then to end the draft for me, I'm going to take the kicker, Will Lutz, sure. And then we had Jordan Palmer, and you're Mr. Irrelevant.
I'm taking Matt Breida.
Matt Breida. Robbie Anderson, Kendrick Bourne, Rob Gronkowski, Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's a good pick late because he's like their number 2 over in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Nico Collins and David Bell. So hit your little roster tab there, Jay. Look at your team. I'll read out mine. So we picked our first 6 picks for each other, and you took from me the starting lineup of Jalen Hurts, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, and George Kittle. That seems more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I took Kareem Hunt, but either way. So that's my starting lineup. Our 2 flexes are George Kittle and Chase Edmond. We made ourselves take 2 tight ends early, basically. Yep. I got the Bills D starting. On the bench, though, I got Melvin Gordon, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Michael Gallup, Jameis Winston, Mark Ingram, Raheem Mostert, Odell Beckham, Jamison Crowder, and Dearness Johnson. You know what? Even though I had to take the tight ends, 2 tight ends and 1 quarterback in the first 7 rounds, basically, I loved how my team turned out. So thank you. Now, how about you?
You're welcome. I was nicer to you than you were to me.
Bullshit.
My starting was Russell Wilson, Dalvin Cook, Antonio Gibson, T. Higgins, Dalton Schultz.
And then
and Mark Andrews.
So you were mad with the Mark Andrews pick.
Yeah.
And what does our bench look like?
And then my other flex is James Cook. And then my bench is Lazard, Sky Moore, Jarvis Landry, J.D. McKissick, Matt Ryan, Zamir White, Sammy Watkins, Matt Breida.
So do you hate this team?
It's not great.
It's different. I mean, we made ourselves draft something different. And I think what one pick would you change that I did for you, looking at the draft board? I mean, did you hate taking Mark Andrews there?
I don't hate it, but I mean...
Or did you hate when I took you to T. Higgins?
I'm just kind of screwed on running backs for the most part, I think.
You got 2 in the first 4 rounds, Jay. That's more than I got.
True.
Right? So, like, you had me take 1 running back in the first 6 rounds.
You're welcome.
But I recovered with 3 straight picks of Hunt, Edmonds, and Gordon.
Yeah.
So if that's something you wanted to do, you could have did it, but you didn't. You went 3 picks in a row a little later of Lazard, Moore, and Landry. But looking at who's around there really wasn't many people left.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, instead of taking Thielen where you did, you should have took Pollard or Walker or Penny or Singletary there. You know what I mean? And then maybe grabbed a receiver later.
Team 12 did pretty good.
Well, yeah, Team 12 started off all pass catchers. Oh, my God. First 5 picks?
Yes.
First 6 picks were not running backs. They went Diggs, Chase, McLaurin, Waller, Brandon Cooks, Kyler Murray, and then their starting running backs are Penny and Singletary, which both have rookies that are like, so it's interesting. Hines and Algier, I don't like their running backs, but
No.
if Penny holds off if Penny holds off Walker and Penny starts the whole year, then they just have to worry about placing a number 2 running back in there. Completely different ball game, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can see this new draft we're in. It's going to be a little more difficult.
For sure.
Well, thanks for coming out and doing this not on our not normal day.
Yeah.
Had to get this out early.
Different.
Had to get this out early because, me, gallivanting around. I'm going to 2 concerts
Someone's
this
not
week.
dedicated to that podcast like the co-host.
I'm going to 2 concerts this week. So, going to see the Stadium Tour, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett. And then the next night, same venue, going to see Metallica. That's pretty sweet.
Have fun.
I'm excited for that. So, for the song of the week, though, I'm going to pick the band I saw last week. We're going to go with one of their new releases. This is Papa Roach, featuring Fever 333 and Swayco. This song is called Swerve. I think it's just really groovy, and it's just a fun tune. So, Jay, as always, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, see you next week.
Thank you, everyone, for checking out the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. And next week, I got to look at our schedule here. Next week, we're doing our picks. So next week, you need to be ready to pick your division winners, your Super Bowl winners,
All right.
and maybe something else. We'll see. But that's kind of what we're doing for next week. And then all of a sudden, dude, it's draft season. So I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
You didn't look like it on this draft. But thanks for checking out the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. It's your boy, Chazz.
I'm Jay.
And we will see you next week. Bitch.
Hey, Kobe, let me hit this one time. Let me get this right here. Yo, watch this.
Fuck you, Tony!
Please don't play with us. We far too dangerous. End up with the noose around your neck, trying to hang with us. Better give up before we take you down. Where? Watch the crown. Get us started as over plan. Make a statement, say it loud. Fuck the game and then take a bow. That's right. Got you running for your life. Got you praying on your knees that you make it through the night. Yeah, you stepping in the wrong place at the wrong time. Walking right into the night. Are you stupid? Are you blind? Are you stupid? Are you blind? Am I talking to you clearly? 'Cause I don't think you hear me. Don't swerve in my lane. Don't swerve in my lane. You better be cautious. 'Cause I would never hesitate if you swerve in my lane. See how we come. Don't swerve in my lane. Don't swerve in my lane. You better be cautious. I would never hesitate if you swerve in my lane. Like you need hype. All that bullshit in your life got you talking evil like you know you can't pay the price. Why you even trying to control me? Posing like a trophy. We're not affiliated in any way. You don't know me.
So much stress, more the spot, I'm a target. I'm not from this earth, ET, I'm a Martian. Flow with my money, put his face on milk cartons. Welcome to the jungle, see my chain, and I'm Tarzan. Hey, Sub-Zero, finish him, Mortal Kombat. Skirt off in his beamer, I'ma leave him like a mop bag. My brother made a box from a dime bag, now we eating good. Hey, pockets playing on line.
So back up, boys, bang, bang, bang. Get smacked up if you ain't gang, gang, gang.
See how we call,
Don't swerve in my lane.
what's going on?
Don't swerve in my lane.
Be cautious.
'Cause I would never hesitate if you swerve in my lane.
See how we call,
Don't swerve in my lane.
what's going on?
Don't swerve in my lane.
Be cautious.
I would never hesitate if you swerve in my lane.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.